Hi everyone, I'm Karen. Welcome back to Clear Pronunciation video and podcast. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how to say years. And they are not quite as simple and straightforward in English as they are in some other languages. So we do have to look at the different ways in which we can say the years and which years belong to which groups. So I'm going to be looking at the years from this century and last century so that you can talk about things that have happened in your own life and also those of your family. So the year we're going to start with is this one. I'm going to say the numbers of the years for the people listening on the podcast. So it's the year 1900. And in English, we call this 1900. So you can see that we've basically divided the year into two sections. We're looking at the first two letters and then the first two numbers and then the last two numbers. It's 19 and then 100 because we have two zeros. Now the year after 1900 was 1901. You can see that again we're keeping the year divided into the first two numbers and the second two numbers. 1901. And you can hear that I've used the word O to describe this third number, which is actually mathematically is the number 0, but in English we do sometimes use the word O to talk about the number 0. So in the case of years, that's how we say it. 1901. 2 years after that was, you've guessed it, 1903. And so on and so forth. Now, when we get up to the year 1910, of course, we don't have that same 0 in the same position anymore. So this one is now 1910. 1910. If we go forwards 10 years, we get to 1920. And so on and so forth. So slightly more complicated year would be 1952, 1988, 1999. And so that brings us to the end of the 20th century. And coming up into the next year, which was of course 2000, and that is the year 2000. So we have to say it in a completely different way, just as a whole number. The year 2000. After that was the year 2001. And then 2002, etc., etc. You can hear that I do use the word and in these years. And some people do forget this. It's not a big deal if you forget it, but it's a bit more accurate if you put it in. We don't have to say the word and very strongly because it is a small word here. So we can just pronounce it as n. 2003. And 3. 2003. And we can continue so on until the year 2009. So from 2000 to 2009, we keep on saying the words 2000. But when we get to this year, which for those of you on the podcast is 2010, we now have a choice. We can say 2010, and some people will say that, but it's a little bit easier and definitely faster to just start splitting the year up again like we did earlier with the 1900s. We did 1910. And we're going to do the same here, but of course it's going to be 2010. So now we can start saying 2010, 2011, 2012. Some of you may remember that the Olympics were held in London back in this year, which was London 2012. We're going to carry on with this same pattern. 2013, again, we could say 2013. It's just faster to say 2013. 2014, 2015, etc., etc. We go up to 2019, 2020, pandemic year, and 2021, which is where we are now. So just to recap, the years are 1900, 1901 to 1909, 1910, 1920, 1952, 1988, 1999, 2000, 2001 to 2009, and then from the next year onwards, we can either say 2010, or to make it quicker, we can say 2010, 2012, 2020, 2021. I hope that was useful, and I'll see you in the next video and podcast.